is Monday, September 21st, 2020. I repeat, it is Monday. 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 And we are finally back to where we once belonged. A long, long time ago, when I can still remember how that music used to make me smile, and I knew if I had one chance, I could make those people dance and maybe they'd be happy for a while. But February made me shiver, and that's all I remember right now. I was on a roll and I cut it off. Why is Monday so important, James? Because back in the month of March, when this silly little project began as a way in which I could occupy my time being forced away from the stage, unable to present the city of Montreal with the gift that is my performance style, I decided this is what I will do. This is what I will do. And this is what I have been doing for 6 months, up until about a month ago when we decided to move away from Mondays. But now we are back. We are back, and I feel ever so comfortable. The days of every Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. Also, how did I somehow mix up Thursday and Wednesday on the batting order of days? But I did it. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because I'm excited. I'm excited to be back on a regular broadcasting schedule. Welcome to the show. I am James. You are you. We are here for the season 2 premiere of At Home with James. Now, you might be asking yourself, James, season 2, you didn't even have a break. This is true. We had a one-day break. What's different about the show? I'm toying with a different camera angle tonight. Do you like it? I don't know how I feel about it, but I'll get used to it. And if I don't, I'll change it again tomorrow. Maybe I'll change it again tomorrow. What does it matter? I don't know. You tell me what matters. In addition to this, I'm also enjoying a cup of tea tonight in what some have called Canada's ugliest mug. Is it a pineapple? That's what my mother thought. And I thought this is not a pineapple unless you were to carve the top bark of the pineapple off, leaving just bark, a bit of fruit. What else is new? Did you hear the new song off the top? I showed that song to Dave Kaufman yesterday. He goes, I don't know. It's not that different from the other one. It's not that different. It broke my heart when he said that. I found this song that finally didn't bother me. After our previous songs kind of got under my skin. And this one probably will too. But right now I like it. In the booth, I want you to play the song again. Let's play that song again. Check it out. Just got off a royalty-free website. Bit of organ. That sounds good. You get a bit of rock and organ. Take you back to the time of Iron Butterfly, maybe? A little groovy? A little funky? That's where things get a little psychedelic. You come in with that just prog rock. And I feel like I finally got a song that makes me feel like I am at home with James. Okay, let's cut the music. Can I say how thankful I am to have good techs on the show tonight? There were a couple boners last week, couple tech boners. We had a new tech, Dimitri Kirez. He gave up his ways of boozing. He's a new tech. This guy comes into our Discord chat trying to change the world now. He's throwing all these damn tech ideas. It's like, pump the brakes. You just got here. You're at the kids' table. I'm not even at a table on the tech zone ranking system. I tried to tech last Tuesday. I was so insecure. I didn't even bring guests on. I got to take a tea break. He'll get there, though. It's a bold move for a guy that made so many tech boners coming in saying, hey, maybe we do this, maybe we do that. Hey, maybe you take a chill pill. Prescribed by Dr. James McGee. I want whoever's out there, you're going to record an intro for me. And I'm that's my name now is the doctor. I'm prescribing fun 3 nights a week. That's what else has changed on the show. We are doing Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, don't get me wrong. I loved being here every single night, but I have got to pay my bills. I have to. But in addition to that, I also think this is going to make the show better. And let me tell you this show got so easy to book now that I'm not on 5 nights a week. What else is different? Well, I'm wearing a jacket tonight. I went back to that show I hosted last Tuesday when I forgot to take my jacket off. I think I look good. I think there's a cool jacket. And if you don't think so, that's your prerogative. I don't mind. My goal is to become the coolest looking guy on Twitch. Because, of course, we are here on twitch.tv/@home-with-James. Tell your mom, dad, auntie, unkie, brother, sister, Grammy, Grampy. Tell your neighbor. Tell your worst enemy to tune in. Because this is a big night. But something else is going to happen. On Wednesday, I'm going to have a light to give me better light in my apartment. Another idea that did not come from me. It came from our technical crew. They were like, James, you look hideous on this stream. Yeah, you might look cool. You might have a nice jacket, but your lighting is horrible. You're a monster on the show. So the only way to fix this monster is to put light on the monster. That's on Wednesday. I'm the only guy in broadcast history to ever promote that I'm getting a new light. That's the type of guy I am. On tonight's show, much later on, the cough zone in what I like to call the Dave spot. It will be Dave Kaufman. Also joining us tonight will be the one, the only, the professor, if you will, the master of hospitality. I love him. I think you love him. If you don't love him, don't tell him. It'll crush him. Joe Conto is here tonight. As I live and breathe. I'm feisty tonight. I feel feisty on this show. I don't laugh on this show often. Usually Dave's here making me laugh. Carla's here making me laugh. Some drunk bastard is making me laugh. I'm making myself laugh. I'm in a good mood. Season 2, it's getting chilly outside. I might carve a pumpkin after this show. I mentioned her. Carla Mah will be here. I tried to get in touch with her last week. I couldn't find her. I don't know where she went, but I tracked her down. She is back. She is in business, and she will be here. And when I say she will be here, I mean she will be here in just a moment. Let us welcome back to At Home with James, the host of the Crapola Corner. Tonight, she's just Carla, I think. Let's welcome Carla Mah to the show. Carla, how's it? Whoa, okay. Carla?
Oh, wow. Sorry, I was just singing one of our great hymns.
Oh, well, I was going to ask. I mean, you're throwing me. I was expecting for you to be in some type of fort or in front of your computer, and now you're here singing in what looks to be a corn. Is this a cornfield? And you're singing one of your great hymns.
Yes. Oh, wow. Oh, my gosh. We have so much to catch up on, James. Wow. So the last time I saw you, I went on a spiritual quest.
Mm-hmm.
All designed by this awesome company called Spirit Oracle Journey.
Well, yeah, this is when you were I believe the way that you put it was you were consenting and abducted. It was a yeah. How was that? Yes, a consensual abduction.
Mm-hmm. And I had to lead through this whole game that they set up for me in my real life to shake me out of my funk.
Mm-hmm.
So I wandered the desert. I came across a camel, found an oasis, met up with Dwayne, my shaman again, did some peyote, some magic mushrooms, more of that mushroom tea. Oh, it was a wild time, psychedelic. And then I found my tribe, my people. I found a commune, and that's where I am right now, the commune of Cornucopia.
Well, you seem in such better spirits than you were last time we spoke after your consensual abduction. Take me through some of the changes you've gone through.
Oh my gosh, I am fully transformed. This is exactly what I was looking for.
Mm-hmm.
I was lost, but now I am found. And I have found the good word of cornholio.
You said the good word of cornholio.
Yes. We practice the good word of cornholio.
Can you take me through what the good words are?
Well, there are many good words, James, but I am not allowed to speak of them in my position. for I am just
Which,
a corn maid.
okay, so I was going to ask, what is your position? And now we understand a corn maid. What goes into the world of being a corn maid?
Oh, well, it's also new to me, and I am so honored to be bestowed this great uh, position in the commune. So uh, I received this title because I ate the cleanest corn on the cob in the entire commune.
Okay, can you take me through what it means to eat the? This feels nefarious, Carla. Look, I want to indulge this, but I'm concerned. Okay, I'm concerned. You're wearing this like white wedding dress number. You're in a
Isn't it
cornfield.
beautiful? Oh, my beautiful corn sack.
Yeah. Carla, I'm
Made
worried.
out of the fibers of, the corn stalk.
Can you tell me what your location is so I can send someone to go find you?
I actually don't know where I am.
Okay, so you're coming to us from an undisclosed location. Can I tell you something, Carla?
Hmm?
I feel like you've joined a cult.
A cult?
Yeah, you've joined some type of corn cult, which might be the worst type of cult.
Oh, they warned me about this. They warned me about people like you, non-believers. Of course, you would think I am part of a cult, but we are not a cult. We are a
Yeah, but what?
community.
Yeah, community of what, these corn heads or something?
Yeah, we're a bunch of cornheads. Look at the beautiful corn statues. Oh, it brings me such peace to
Mm-hmm.
wander through the field and touch each corn on the cob. And oh, we're just kernels together, living
Yeah,
out on the
we're.
cob field.
What is it? What does it mean to be part of this? What is your journey? What is the mandate? Help me become a believer.
Well, we're just meant to be sweet little kernels of love.
Sweet, okay, sweet little kernels of love. Now, can I ask a question? And it might be a
Mhm.
little bit intrusive, but I'm worried. This consensual abductor, is
Yeah.
he receiving pleasure?
Oh my gosh, James. Oh my gosh.
Corn-based pleasure.
We we like to butter each other up.
Oh, okay. You mean literally, right? You're all lovely kernels of corn getting buttered.
Yeah, we just slather ourselves up in homemade churned butter.
Oh, you're making the butter. You're making the butter on this
Yes.
in this
And then we
cornfield.
bathe in the moonlight of the harvest moon. Actually, oh, a blue moon is coming up soon.
Okay, what does that mean for the corn heads?
Oh, a new moon that falls on actually Halloween, the great harvest. Oh, and the chill and the oh my gosh. I'm new to all of this, so I don't really know what to expect. But I hear that it takes you to a higher place, closer to Cornholio.
Okay, so it takes you to Cornholio. We're having some technical difficulties. So if you're seeing Joe Conto popping on your screen right now, don't be alarmed. He is not the consensual abductor, as far as I know. Carla, you're back on.
Oh, hello.
So I understand what you're going through. It sounds like you were lost and now you're found
You
by this.
understand?
I
Would you like
understand
to join the Cornucopia?
it seems. Look, I suspect I would need some further coercing or coaxing.
Well, I mean, they have open houses all the time. I just don't know where we are. They can arrange a pickup for you. I mean, it involves a little bit of a blindfolding situation, but as long as you're okay with that, it people come in and out all the time
Mhm.
of their free will. We're just at an undisclosed location just for our own safety and privacy.
Well,
Really,
tell me what comes next tonight. So what do you have on tap for tonight after we get done chatting?
oh, I don't know. Well, I could do a number of things. I could sit in a great circle with my corn maid sisters, and we'll do more singing together and
Mhm.
raise our vibration. And sometimes people tell me that when you feel really good, you just pop off.
Right, like popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
And is this when the buttering happens?
I mean, it can involve buttering. Buttering is optional in different groups. You don't have to butter all the time.
Okay. Now, and how long are you going to be here, Carla? Because that's going to help me understand if I'm going to send people out now or later.
Well, I had no plans on leaving, James. I'm perfectly happy. Truly, you got to come out here and see what it's all about.
Okay, so look, it's far be it for me to judge. If you're happy, then I'm happy. You're certainly happier than you appeared when you were on the show a couple weeks ago.
Basically, the entire time that I was on the show was miserable, but look at me now.
Oh, that's so the show is a big misery circle.
Well, I don't think it was the show. I think it was just me.
Okay, well now I feel better. I was feeling concerned. I thought I was gonna have to go cleanse myself of some type of impurity, and by
You can't do
impurity,
that here. Oh my gosh, we have the best corn. We have many varieties, ancient kinds.
I don't know about this whole corn thing.
You don't like corn? I mean, it's kind of in everything.
Yeah, I don't mind eating it, but I'm a little concerned about what everyone's doing with it.
Well, you simply don't know. So how can you just rain on my parade, James?
Okay, I feel like we have gotten off on the wrong foot on your return to the show. How about this? How about I will keep an open mind to this new community you found
Okay.
who sit in circles and speak in some type of tongues and lather each other up with butter and pop off together while
Does that
people are
sound
being,
fun?
yeah, especially the consensual abducting part.
That was part of the the other company I had hired. This has
Hmm.
nothing to do with Cornucopia.
Okay, so you're living in this cornucopia utopia,
Hmm. Of my
and
free will.
yeah, you talked about your ranking status. What comes next for you in this cornucopia utopia?
Well, I don't know yet. I don't know. I don't know. They just tell me.
Well, what are you hoping for?
Well, I'm hoping that one day I'll get to meet the great Cornholio.
Right. Is this related to the famous Beavis character in Beavis and Butthead?
I'm not sure what you're talking about, James.
Oh, in the cartoon series, the MTV cartoon series from the 90s, Beavis and Butthead, Beavis had an alter ego named Cornholio.
Oh,
So a couple weeks ago when we were on the show, I was scared that we were going to get scrubbed for copyrighted music. Now I'm worried we're going to get scrubbed for a stolen comedy.
oh, I don't think, I don't think that at all. Oh my
Yeah, like
God.
Beavis, he'd put his shirt over like the neck hole and he'd say, "I am Cornholio." Now I'm going to get scrubbed. I'm going to get scrubbed now because I did the voice. MTV's coming after me. Mike Judge is going to kick my ass.
I don't know any of those things, but none of those things matter here at Cornucopia.
Well, apparently not.
Nope, not a
Well,
worry at all.
Carla, before we let you go, do you have anything you'd like to say to our viewers, our fan base, our audience right now on Twitch? Ways in which you would like for them to get involved with your new community?
Oh my gosh.
The floor is
Hello.
yours.
Hello, everyone. It is me, Carla. I broadcast live from the secret location, our true cornucopia. You too can join us here in the fields of holiness and sing the hymns of Cornholio. Oh, find your light, find your kernel, and pop off with us. We're just a mystery ride away. Email at homewithjamesshow@gmail.com if you would like to join Cornucopia.
No, that's my email address.
Yes, and
Don't email that address.
no. Please email that address.
No.
No, please. I have access.
Well, you have access to my email?
Yes.
All right, Carla. Well, I mean, I hope you have a nice dinner tonight. I hope it's filled with corn, and I hope everyone gets nicely buttered up. And I hope nothing happens that I will be watching on a Netflix documentary in 2 years.
Oh, anything can happen. Maybe we will get our own Netflix documentary.
Yeah, but those don't end well.
Don't they?
Well, no, that's the thing. They don't. They either end with people dying, people going to jail, people being murdered, or some weird sex thing.
Wow. Oh,
But I'm sure yours is fine. I'm sure yours is fine, Carla.
yeah.
It's probably fine, right?
Yeah. It's okay. It's fine.
Carla, I hope to talk to you at some point this week, and if not, I hope to see you in the documentaries.
Okay. I
Have a
hope
good
to
night,
see you
Carla.
too.
Yeah, take care.
Bye.
That was Carla Mah, and if anyone is watching and you are a part of her family, I need to ask for you to please create some type of search for Carla. She's out there with people getting buttered up and consensually abducted. And as much as I care for her, I don't know how much I want her telling people to email the show email address. I don't even know how she got access to that. She's in a cult, right? Carla is in a cult. Folks, we'll be back in just a moment. Joe Conto is going to be here. Don't forget, we will also be back on Wednesday. You get a little bit of a break. You get a bit of James on Monday. You get to wean off of him on Tuesday. Then you get a nice, healthy serving on Wednesday. You wean off again on Thursday. Then you get a big old dessert, James, on Friday. Yeah? In the chat, someone wrote, who booked this shit? I booked this shit. Me. The show's called At Home with James. You think some jackass named Paul is booking the show? Or some jerkwad named Steve? I book it. You don't like it? Don't watch. I'll find someone else to be the 13th viewer tonight. Let's move on to our next guest. He is coming to us all the way from Lake Placid, New York, the home of 2 Olympic Games, which I'm tired of getting the dates wrong, so we're going to make it ambiguous. Let us welcome the one and only Joe Conto. Joe is live on the show, and he appears to have muted himself.
No, I didn't mute myself. I was muted.
Joe, were you? Were you?
Can you imagine?
No, you muted yourself, which leads me to believe you may have been watching pornography during that first segment.
No.
I think you got so worked up about the idea of cults and butter. You're like, well, maybe I can get a quick one in.
Listen, I think I've told you before that I was twice in my life. People attempted to get me to join their cult. 2 different times.
This is true. Yes.
Yeah.
There's something about you. Can I tell you something? I was almost, or at least attempted, an attempted recruiter of the Church of Scientology. Gave me literature, and he said he listened to me in a coffee shop conversation, and he was close the whole time. And I was sitting with a woman, and I just assumed he thought we were together, and he was some type of voyeur peeping Tom.
Yeah.
And then he stood up as we were leaving. He goes, I've been listening to you talk, and I think this would really interest you. And he handed me some Church of Scientology literature. So it sounds like we both have some type of quality that leads people who run cults to want to recruit us. So they see some type of weakness inside of us.
I think they do. But both times that I was almost recruited for a cult, I thought the person was coming on to me. This tells you who I am. And I thought I was like, well, all right, don't mind if I do. And it was a cult. So what are you gonna do?
Now, do you know what type of cults they were?
Not entirely. They weren't like, here's the trouble. They weren't any of the major cults. They weren't like the cult of Cornholio, from what I understand, is up and coming.
Yeah,
and,
it's up and coming.
But there were none
cult,
that I'd ever heard of. They were like off-brand cults, which really goes along. That feels like the kind of cult that I would get, drawn into. Yeah,
I think you do well in the
grocery
corn cult.
store.
You do well in the corn cult, because I think you'd be like, yeah, if anyone needs corn, I'll cook the corn.
I make really good corn, right? Over the summer,
you were telling us off air.
Yeah, I also over the weekend I made like caramel corn with chocolate.
You were also told us this story off the air. Yeah.
I was muted at one point. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Our tech muted you as you were talking about your pork chop dinner.
Oh, so good. Chef's kiss. I can tell you all about it.
Well, I'm fine. Let's talk about why you're here, Joe. It's very helpful having our tech laugh. We can hear the tech laugh, so that helps me to know, do I keep picking on Joe or do I go a different direction? Now,
I don't mind.
The devilish James wants to keep doing it.
Sure.
But Joe's friend James wants to move away knowing Joe's going to think about this in bed tonight.
Oh, I will either way. Not tonight because I took 2 Benadryl. I took 2 Benadryl because well, you don't need to know why I took 2 Benadryl, but I did. So I'm a little bit loopy and I might fall asleep. And if I do, just let me do it. Let me snooze.
Okay, well, now that I know that you're nicely drugged up on the show, let's talk about why you're here tonight, Joe. It is the season 2 premiere. And because it's a season 2 premiere, I'm of the assumption that we at least have a couple first-time viewers. I always host this show with the intention that there's someone watching for the first time. Sure. If they're entering this madhouse, it is important to make a first impression. And I thought there's no one better to talk about first impressions than Joe Conto, is someone who I think generally makes a series of great first impressions, but I suspect you've made a couple stinkers at the same time.
Yeah. Though I will say that I think I do think I make a good first impression. Like if I'm aware that I'm going to be meeting people and I know that it's important, I think I can put something, I can kind of pull myself together long enough to make a strong first impression. You know what I mean? I'm engaging. I can be charismatic. I know a little bit about a bunch of different things, and believe it or not, I'm a good conversationalist. You know, I ask questions and I listen and I nod my head and all that sort of stuff. So,
well, that's why you're here.
Yeah, exactly. Now, look, ultimately, people go, "Oh my God, will he effing shut up?" Or, if I know you long enough, or he's abrasive, or you know, I don't care for that. But I think ultimately people come around and go, well, poor guy, he's doing what he can. He's best, like all of us, you know?
Yeah, I remember that was my first impression when I met you in improv classes. I was like, man, this guy, he's coming on pretty strong. And then I remember leaving being like, oh man, this poor guy, he spends so much money on gas.
Driving back and forth.
That was not my first impression of you, Joe.
I hope not.
No,
I remember thinking. What was it? Do you remember by any chance?
I remember thinking this is the type of guy you'd love to have as a neighbor.
Oh, I think
this is the type of guy you could sucker into mowing your lawn.
Oh, I totally would.
Yeah,
I would. Yeah, like or in the wintertime, if I had a snowblower, I would. I would go ahead and do your drive.
Yeah.
Too. Sure.
Yeah.
I had a roommate once years ago, and there were 3 of us sharing a house. And he would get up early in the winter, and he would start everybody's car and defrost our windshields for us and stuff. Oh, it was a real treat. He died, but I know it's too bad. But he was a real nice guy. He was a funeral director.
Oh, how ironic that he would then die.
I don't know if that's ironic. I mean, we all die. Right?
Pretty ironic, right? It's pretty ironic.
Yeah, that a funeral director would have.
It's like a fisherman getting eaten by a fish.
Well, he wasn't. No, he died of leukemia. So.
Oh, Joe, you brought the show down.
Did I? I didn't mean to.
This show is concerning me. We're talking about leukemia. Carla's been abducted consensually by a cult. She's getting buttered up somewhere.
Let's talk about first impressions.
Yeah, let's talk about. Yeah, I can see that Benadryl's kicking in, Joe. So I want to chat with you. I want to quickly ask you, what do you think? Because people often tell us this, at least they do with me. What have people told you their first impression is of you? And is there a theme amongst those first impressions?
Yeah, if I'm prepared and like I go in with a full act, I do pretty well. But in general, if people just meet meet me by, I don't mean by accident, but you know what I mean? It's not like a setup meeting or whatever, like professionally or something.
Yep.
I think people find me intimidating and arrogant and a loudmouth, if you can imagine.
Okay, so intimidating, arrogant, and loudmouth. Those are your super attributes on the back of your like a rookie card.
Yeah. Oh, now look. that's the truth. I mean, if you're going to say what, because people will often say that, when I first met you, I was so intimidated, or I thought you were so arrogant, or I thought you knew everything. And in reality, I think I do know everything, but I mean, here's the deal. I kind of know everything. So what am I going to do? Not, I don't, I wouldn't know how to be any
Joe,
other
it's
way.
tough being perfect. It's very difficult being perfect.
No, I'm not perfect, but I'm rarely wrong about stuff.
Well, I would say that you and I generally, now you've turned the entire show against you.
I know. I swear I am humble.
Joe, I can feel and I can see you getting redder by the second.
Yeah, I'm making myself nervous.
Yeah.
Let's
Drop one of those
move on.
buttons on your shirt. Just take one of those buttons down.
Look at this.
Yeah, you're getting so hot that it's created a farmer's tan.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was in it was really nice. It's fall here in the Adirondacks, but it's been a perfect fall. Cold nights, like warm days.
Yeah, you were telling us this story off air.
Was I?
No.
Okay. Anyway, I
want to get back on point here, Joe. Just calm down. I can tell you're getting nervous.
I'm getting nervous. I'm sorry. You know how I get, right?
Yeah. Have another drink.
It's called my Benadryl.
Yeah. Wash it down with some gin. Joe, I often have people tell me the first time I met you, James, I found you so intimidating, which is difficult for me, or at least it was, to comprehend that such a wiry, average-heighted person could be intimidating to people, because I think of myself as a friendly young man. Okay, then now we're getting into it.
No, you are quiet. First of all, you're quiet. Second of all, you have an intensity to you, where you look at things with a gaze that is I don't know the term for it, but like intimidating. And you don't smile. You don't have an easy smile. Do you know what I mean? Like even earlier tonight, you said you don't typically smile on the show. You're not a smiley person, right? So all those things put together make for intimidating. And that person doesn't like me, or they're prickly. So I should stay away.
Yeah. And then you know what happens is that I open up to them, they open up to me, and I'm like hanging out with a Kraft caramel cube. Because once you've got me, I'm as sweet as a button.
Absolutely. I don't know if that's the right
cute as a button
metaphors. Yeah, you're cute as a button and you're sweet as pie. But the idea is, here's the thing with you, James, is that you decide who gets to, you know what I mean? You decide who gets in and who doesn't, right? And I don't know what your criteria is necessarily, because I can't figure it out. But so I think a lot of people are just like, how do I get in there, right? I want some of that caramel, because they can see it. And but they're not getting it, right?
Yeah.
So they're like, I want some too. But you're not the type, right? You're not like me in the fact that you won't mow the next neighbor's lawn to be, to be liked or well thought.
Yeah. And look, you know what? Some people get the caramel, but here's the deal. It's not Halloween. You can't have Halloween every day. Some people only get the caramel once a year. Look, guys, I'm as sweet as a button. I like what Thomas Barnwell is saying in the chat right now. And James has a lacerating wit and booming voice.
He does.
Yes, it is lacerating. I like that. It's very devilish.
Yeah, well, it is, and it's pointed, right? Think about a laceration, right? Is a very almost surgical cut, and that is what you can do. You can figure out what it is that the person doesn't want to hear, and you can make that like a surgical cut, and then just walk away. The problem is you're not good at stitches, right? So you go, well, that'll heal.
Yeah. Little do I know they're rolling around in bed thinking about it years later, hopped up on Benadryl.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the beauty of Benadryl. You have no dreams at all.
Well, Joe, I want to touch on something that you mentioned. You claim that you have a criteria for first impressions. Is that fair to say?
Well, I have some red flags, I guess I would call them.
Understood.
Like if I meet somebody and they have a certain behavior or whatever, they make a certain choice, I go, oh, okay. Huh. Yeah, I don't trust them, you know?
And we often, and I've said this on the show, you and I almost immediately hate the same people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I love it when sometimes because we on occasion had the opportunity to be with a group of people, and then one or two new people have been introduced for whatever reason. And I like being able to look across.
Can I tell you what I call those people?
What's that?
Outside interference.
That's right. Yeah, because we've got it all figured out already. You know, we don't need anybody coming in and for some chemistry. All right.
Yeah.
We know what's going on already.
Probing our comfort.
Yeah, it's true. I like being able to look across the room and be like, oh, what does James think? And just checking in with you. It's fun. So I think anytime I meet somebody, whether they're a male or female, and they're wearing like a fedora, like an old timey hat, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't exactly know what it means. It means a different thing depending on the person. But at no point did I find somebody who, when I first met them and they're wearing an old timey hat, that I became fast friends with this person.
Yeah. Well, yeah, the fedora on a man has taken on a life of its own where it's like they're going to show up and they're going to have maybe like a guitar and cargo shorts, and they're going to start playing Jack Johnson songs at a party, sitting on the floor. And they showed up with, no, I'm going to say jeans. I'm going to take cargo shorts back, jeans with flip-flops. And they're just playing like, hey guys, I just got back from, I don't know, a loser convention.
Oh yeah. And I think when a woman wears a fedora, I think she wants it to be.
I think they pull it off better. No,
it feels like they're. Did you ever watch Gilligan's Island? When you
I've dabbled.
Okay, you know there's Ginger and Marianne, right? You know, and they're both women, obviously. And I always, even as a kid, I always felt like Ginger was trying too hard. She was trying to be like almost phony, but like what she thinks men want a sexy woman to be. And I think to me that's what a fedora hat is. It's like somebody's trying to be Anne Margaret, except it's
Well, I want to take a second to apologize. The views expressed by Joe Conto do not necessarily reflect those of At Home with James and the people that work on the show, unless we're talking specifically about guys with fedoras.
That's right. So
red flag.
Apparently, women can wear a fedora much better than a man, but I think it feels like they're trying too hard. That's my opinion.
Red flag.
Yep. I don't like mirrored sunglasses either. I find them to be unsettling.
So like aviators?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, where you're looking at yourself, but like a distorted version of yourself. I don't like that very much either. Oh, and when people have a hot tub, it raises an eyebrow. I think there might be they're sexually deviant, even if they seem like a reasonable group of people.
Well, let's be honest. We were talking about this earlier today. I like a good soak. I love taking a soak, but I think that hot tubs are a breeding ground for sexual activity. Yeah. Even with people that you may have never been sexually attracted to before, the heat, the partial nudity, the wetness, the intrigue. It's almost like you could be sitting across
what's below the surface.
Yeah, I'll tell you what's below the surface. Genitals are below the surface. You're sitting across from someone and you might not be attracted, and they could be on your hate list, and it's like, well, we're in a hot tub, we better diddle each other.
Yeah, or at least consider it. Though I did tell you that if I spend more than 10 minutes in a hot tub, I think I'm having a stroke.
Yeah.
So I my heart pounds. My heart pounds too fast, and I panic. Yeah.
So fedoras, mirrored sunglasses, and hot tubs.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, and also I don't like it when somebody drags their feet. I like people to pick up their feet when they're walking, even if they're in flip-flops.
Okay.
It makes me feel like they're lazy.
Now, the specificity of this list is incredibly intriguing.
Well, I think I'm a specific person. I think you'd agree with that. I like things, just so, right?
Yeah.
Along the way, like like my toast, just.
Yeah. You don't like your toast floating in a hot tub?
No, no, I don't. But I don't think anybody
Okay.
does. I don't think it's unusual. But like with my toast, I like it more done than not done. And
Yep.
I don't there's a lot about toast that
I got to tell you something, Joe. You know, we're reaching the end when we're talking about the way that we're cooking toast.
No, this wasn't a good segment.
No. Hold on now, Joe. I can tell you're getting red again. Have another sip of water, Joe. Have another sip of water.
Here's the point. It's all gone.
Oh no.
It's all gone.
Okay. Here's the thing. It was a good segment.
No, it wasn't. It was terrible.
It was no, Joe. It was a good segment.
Especially the women in fedoras. I didn't mean anything by it. I was just trying to make some comedy. I don't know.
Come closer, Joe. Come closer.
I'll come mow your lawn. I'll be your neighbor. Would that make it up to you? You know what I'm going to do? I'm going on a spiritual journey quest.
Oh, you're going to join the Corn Utopia.
I want to have a what kind of abduction was it?
A consensual abduction. You sign up to be abducted.
Abduction.
Yeah.
I want to pop off with some butter. I want to meet Mr. Cornholio.
Yeah.
Or the Cornholio. I don't know. I felt like Carla looked very, very pretty in that outfit. I know that it was kind of like a put on, but I thought to myself, oh, doesn't she look pretty?
I can't wait for the after show when we're all in the queue and you.
I might be asleep by then.
Yeah. Another budding romance on At Home with James.
Yeah.
Featuring Carla Mah and pervert Joe Conto.
Pervert Joe Conto. And her granddad. There's another thing. I'm watching just real quick.
The segment's continuing.
Well, I'm finally getting some laughs. The idea is that
took a while.
Did it ever? It was a slow start. It was a slow start. I've been watching Korean horror movies lately, and I have some to recommend to the viewers.
Oh, great. Oh, so this went from talking about first impressions to Joe Conto's top Korean horror movie picks.
Just three.
Oh, just three.
The Host. It's a monster movie. So good. There is one. It's gone now. No, Rec. R-E-C. Rec. I think it's Korean.
Mm-hmm.
Rec. So again, a zombie movie, and Train to Busan is an amazing zombie movie.
Yeah, the story of one man from Korea traveling to Montreal on his path to get a shawarma sandwich.
No, he has this kid, and he's trying to get it back to the mom. And there's one I'm watching right now. It's not.
I like mine better that it's a guy
alive.
who encounters trouble on his way to get a shish taouk.
You prefer that?
Yeah, I think that's better than going to get his mom. He's got to get to Busan to get a shish taouk.
Pretty good. #Alive. It's on Netflix right now. I don't know if it's on Canadian Netflix.
Is this for you? You give me 4 movies here.
Well, I didn't mean to say Rec, but then I forgot what the name of Train to Busan was, so I freaked and I put that one in there. But that one's good. There's Rec 1, Rec 2, and Rec 3. Rec 1 and Rec 2, so good. Rec 3 is kind of like who's that guy who did Pulp Fiction?
Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah, it feels like a Korean horror Quentin Tarantino film. So give that one a try. Maybe next time I'm on, we'll do movie reviews. Want to do that?
Just gonna do movie reviews?
Well, and then and you'll also make fun of me.
I mean, that's par for the course.
Yeah, I know. I love it. I love it.
Okay.
I love you, James. I'm going to sign myself off this time because because often you have to figure out a way to get me the heck out of here. So
I was ready to hear about Rec 5, 6, and 7, but
we'll save that for Wednesday.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, so yeah, Joe's back on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Joe, I love you.
Hey, I love you too, James. It was great. And goodbye. Just goodbye. Get rid of me.
Oh man.
Get rid of me.
I've known Joe for going on 10 years. And I think I know all of the facets of Joe. And there's something about that one that I can't help but just as Joe and as well as Thomas Barnwell mentioned, just slightly lacerate. And the more that I hear about this, there's something even more torturous about making just the tiniest of lacerations. It's almost, it's demonic, but there's something so pleasing about this nickname that I received. We are now going to move on to our next and final guest of the night now that Joe has so graciously left us with 10 minutes. Let's welcome Dave Kaufman in the Cough Zone.
How are ye, James?
Oh, so this is not Dave Kaufman.
No. It's his great grandfather, Bartholomew S. Kaufman.
Bartholomew S. Kaufman. We have not seen each other since the Instagram days.
Hold on, I'm gonna get the
Traveled through
tavern
time.
to lower the music. Hold on.
Well, I'm so
Oi,
glad.
boys, turn it down.
Oh, you've got yourself a full-fledged band with you right now, Bartholomew.
Oi, it's just part of the tavern life.
Well, I know that we've talked about this. Yes, drink up, have another ale. Is that what you're drinking?
An ale indeed. An ale for one, an ale for all. It's a Newcastle brown ale.
Well, last time we spoke, you had a much clearer voice. What's happened to your throat, Bartholomew?
Smoking, James.
Oh, you've been smoking.
I've been smoking 2 packs a day. 2
Packs of cigarettes?
Maurier packs a day.
So you've discovered Du Maurier cigarettes.
Oh, yes.
Where by chance did you get those?
I got them from the local dep.
Now, for the people who don't know, who have not had the pleasure of making your acquaintance, where are you coming to us through time?
Well, right now I'm in your time, James. I'm staying at Medieval Times, an inn.
Okay, I thought there was going to be a follow-up to that, but I guess
Well,
not. And
It's the most similar establishment to where I'm from, so I like to stay here during COVID quarantine.
okay,
to
so you're
keep
quarantining.
me stable.
How do you feel about numbers rising in the province of Quebec, Bartholomew?
Oh, I'm used to it. I've survived many a plague.
Such as?
The Black Plague.
Mm-hmm.
The Red Plague. The Plague of Fools.
Oh, can you tell us a little bit about the Plague of Fools?
It was a plague
I believe that one may have caught up with Joe Conto.
It drove the citizenry mad, and they all participated in an unfoundly uprising.
Okay, so now you found solace in the province of Quebec.
And then they got nervous and started blabbering on.
Can you tell us more about
Such
the
is
Plague
the
of...
symptom of the Red Plague.
Can you tell us more about the Plague of Fools? So the symptoms include blabbering on?
Blabbering on, being generally nervous to speak, and talking about a popcorn story that you've already shared.
I think I've heard about this in the history books. I believe one of the symptoms includes skin going beet red.
Oh, yes, that's true. Beet red, redder than blood.
I thought you were gonna say redder than a beet.
Redder than a beet. Than a beaten man who was bloody.
Well, what? What? I just have to bring this to the attention that Joe is in the chat right now, and he referred to himself in the third person and said, "Lay off Joe Conto,"
Oh,
despite the fact that his
another
username is.
symptom of the fool's plague.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting because his username is just J Conto, so it's not covert at all.
No.
Subtlety
I'm
is
sorry,
lack of subtlety is another symptom of the fool's plague.
That's correct. History has a way of repeating itself.
Well, tell me, Bartholomew S. Kaufman, why are you here tonight? You come to us from the past. What are you here to present to us?
Well, for one, I'm just here to say hello. I wanted to catch up.
Hello.
I wanted to talk to someone while I was drinking me ale.
Mm-hmm.
So hello, how are ye? How are ye?
I'm very excited. This is our season 2 premiere, and I must say,
Congratulations.
thank you so much. I feel like we've gotten to know each other a little bit through time, through the show. I feel so much happier these days on the show. I can't quite put my finger on why, but it's here.
Have you met a lady?
No.
Have you met a man?
No.
Okay, well, what do you suppose it might be?
You know, I think that it is a combination of things. I think that the season, how it's getting crisper, chillier, colder, is doing wonders for my demeanor.
Oi, yes. The seasons come and the seasons go, such is the way history and time works.
Are you a little inebriated right now, Bartholomew?
I've had a few of these new castles.
And by
Personally,
a few...
I prefer the old castles.
Oh, of course. Is that some type of medieval humor?
I was born in a castle, after all. Born in the toilets of a castle.
So you were born in the toilet of a castle?
What, are you deaf, boy?
Well, no, I'm not deaf. I'm trying to wrap my mind around the reality. So your mother...
My mother took a sit on the shitter, and out I came.
Mm-hmm.
Sploosh.
A floater, if you will.
A floater, yes, and I floated to the top.
Well,
of
I'm
society.
I'm glad for not only you, for me, but your family that there was no subsequent flush.
There was no flush device back then. Of course, you would just let a floater float on. Day after day, night after night, until the poor boy from the stables would take his bucket, scoop up the shit, and toss it on the village horse.
On the one now, I would like for you to spell the word that you just said. Now, did you say
Village?
HORSE or WHORES?
Easy, James, easy. We called them harlots. I'm talking about the horse. Trot, 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 trot. Nay.
So the stable person took the excrement and threw it on the horses?
On the back of the horse. And the horse would take it to the river. And the river would take it to the ocean. And the ocean would take it to God himself.
Oh, is that how that worked?
Such as it is.
Such as it
ever
is.
was.
Well, as someone who comes to us from the past, I suspect that you also know a little bit something about the future. Is that fair to say, Bartholomew?
Well, that's why I'm here, James. I've discovered a time machine.
Oh, tell me more.
Well, that's how I got to the modern day times where I'm staying at medieval times, the reenactment facility that reenacts the days of yore.
Yep.
So I now have a time machine, so I've traveled all the way back in the past and all the way forward in the future.
So, if I'm understanding correctly, you have a view of what is to come for all of us right now in 2020.
I do indeed. I've seen it. I've seen
Well,
everything.
Are you able to pass on some of the information that you have acquired in your travels through time?
Well, I don't want to affect the passage of time, but I will give hints for what might be to come.
Okay, so we've got some hints of your.
Does that sound like something that might interest you?
It does sound like something that might interest you. Yes, of course.
Great.
Would you like to begin, or?
This is a Q&A, James. A Q&A.
So you've got a series of hints, and I have to ask you questions?
Ask me questions, and I'll tell you what happens, but with a certain vagary to it.
Okay, great. What type of winter are we in store for? Will it be more cold, or will it be more snowy?
It will be a snowy winter, unlike the shite weather of the past 3 years. If you're a snowshoer, well, this will be the winter for you.
So you said that you were giving hints, but the question that I asked was, is it going to be a snowy winter? And you said, it'll be a snowy winter.
Well, I'm not getting into the details, am I, James?
Well,
I'm
you
not
did. You
saying
said that
the
there will be
weather.
snow.
There will be snow, yes, but how much? How many centimeters?
Okay, so how many?
I will never say.
How many centimeters are we looking for the average?
I will never say.
So there is no hint.
Well, the hint is there's gonna be. I don't know. I feel we're on different pages.
I feel you and I have different definitions of the word hint.
Perhaps.
Okay, well.
Or perhaps not.
Yes, yeah. Now, yeah. See,
Flip
that's
the page of the scroll. What's the next question?
Yeah, the next question is, in the coming 6 months, does COVID-19 get worse or better?
It gets worse.
So again,
Then
not a hint.
It gets better.
So it gets worse and then it gets better. Literally, what
But
everyone
how
is.
much worse, James, and how much better? Only the future would tell.
So again, right? Okay. I have a question as it relates to the show. We have now moved from 5 nights a week to 3 nights a week with 2 specials a month, both on Saturday night and one on Sunday morning.
I've seen some of these specials.
Okay, so you
They're
have some.
unremarkable.
Oh, so you tell me that the show gets worse.
Well, it depends. Depends on the episode, James.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about a particular episode?
Sure.
Can you explain to me? I have a more in-depth question.
Okay.
You said you've seen some of the episodes. Are there any particular guests in which things don't go well, or it kind of becomes tedious or boring to the audience?
Well, let's say you get into a squabble with Barack Obama.
So you're telling me I have Barack Obama on the show?
Yes. He does podcasts now, James.
Oh, so I get podcaster and former president of the United States of America,
Yes.
Barack Obama, on the show.
That's right, but he never returns.
Okay, so he comes onto my show once and leaves in a huff.
He leaves in a stink.
Okay, so not a hint again. You've just given me the situation.
I didn't say which day, though, did I, James?
Yeah, okay, yeah. Oh, do I dare ask for a hint on what day it is?
I'll never tell.
Okay, so not a hint. Okay, are there
No.
any other? Can you talk about some more unremarkable moments, more guests?
More guests. William H. Macy
Okay, so
is never on the show.
oh, so
But
you're
he does talk in the chat one episode.
so William H. Macy is not a guest on the show, but he stumbles onto the chat. He logs onto Twitch and finds
He's
the
looking
show.
for a video game streamer. He wants to watch someone play Fall Guys. But he stumbles upon your show. And
Well-
let's just say he types something in the chat. That gives him away.
Oh, so something. So he says who he is.
Yes.
Okay, well, if he does want to watch Fall Guys, or if anyone wants to watch Fall Guys, as far as I understand, Carla Mah streams Fall Guys. I'm the Fall Guy
Because you like the season, James.
because I like the season. She streams Fall Guys on her channel.
Very clever. I'll write that in one of my
You like that? A bit of
scrolls.
promotional tactics?
Yeah, hold on. Let me get my quiver.
Yes, yeah, get your quiver. What else do you foresee as it pertains to the show, Bartholomew?
Here's my feather.
Now, isn't the word a quill?
You're correct. You're correct. I was trying to start something.
Yeah, I
was
like how
trying to
your
start
voice changed there a little bit. I'm
a
starting.
slang.
Yeah, a little bit of a slang. What else do you foresee for the show, Bartholomew?
Well, one year, but I won't say which one.
Mm-hmm.
You achieve Twitch partner status.
Okay, so this is great. So we don't know what year it is, but that's huge for the show and huge for all of our
That's
contributors.
huge. You get unlimited emotes.
Who knows? You might even be an emote on the show. I
Perhaps
could be an emote.
I'll-
Carla could be an emote.
Who knows?
Anytime-
I know, James.
Oh, so you
I
know-
know what emotes there will be.
You know which emotes.
That's right.
Can you give us some hints as to who is an emote?
There's a face. One of your faces, where your classic James face, you go,
Oh, this one what?
yeah, classic.
Yeah.
James does Robert De Niro face.
Oh, this is Robert De Niro.
Yeah, not bad, James. Not
This
bad.
would probably be more of a De Niro, probably more like.
Oh boy, you're good.
That's more of a De Niro, right? That's like,
Yes.
I'm watching you. The voice
Yes.
needs work, but the face is.
Yes. Oh, you look like a dirty grandpa, don't you, James?
Well, I've always
You look
fashioned
like
my.
a filthy grandpa.
Oh, yeah, that's gonna be the sequel.
Yes, filthy. It is the sequel, James. I've seen it.
Oh, how is it?
It's mediocre,
Oh, so like the original.
like the original.
Like
pretty
the
much
original.
on par with the brand.
It's on par with the brand. Well, Bartholomew, before we let you go, can I ask a personal question relating to myself?
Yes, anything.
Now, everyone on the show knows that the company I worked for went bankrupt. I've fallen on a variety of hard times. Are there any good times coming my way in the future?
Well, you
Of James.
get season 1 of Good Times on DVD as a gift. And you watch it, and you enjoy
Okay.
it. Yes, there's something else.
Mm-hmm.
You get a job.
Oh, this is great. Do I get a hint on what type of job I get?
It's custodial.
Oh, so I become a janitor.
I'm not saying yes, but I'm not saying
Well,
no,
you said it's
James.
custodial.
I did, yes.
So a janitor.
I'm not saying it is,
Well, you did.
but I'm not saying it's not.
Okay, well, that sounds fine. I love cleaning at home, but you may have seen that already.
No.
Oh, so my life is so uninteresting, it's not worth seeing. But you watch the show,
I've got
though.
all of the future and all of the past to go to. I don't waste my time watching you clean your loo.
Okay, well, if I were
Or
to
your
put you on the
fanny.
spot... Yo, yeah, my fanny. I'm glad you're not looking at my fanny. Do you have any hints?
I noticed Joe Conto is falling asleep.
So that's what you project in his
I project
future.
that that's happening, but I'm not saying it's going to happen for sure.
Okay, can I ask what a projection is for our very own Carla Mah, who has joined the Cornucopia Utopia?
She's going to be deprogrammed by a anti-cult squadron.
Are you okay there?
Oh, it's the Stu Mauriers
Well,
sucking on an ass this morning.
oh, you're sucking on an ass, of course, which is in code for smoking a cigarette.
Is smoking a butt.
Yeah, smoking a butt. Well,
Smoking a butt.
this is true. Bartholomew, any final words for our audience before we let you go back into your medieval times replication zone?
Yes. If you find a rat in your house, burn it. Because the rats cause the Red Plague.
Great, Bartholomew S. Kaufman. Thank
Was
you.
that not good enough advice?
It was fine. I was more into the plague of the fools.
Okay, well, if you happen upon a fool in the town square, pay him no mind, for he will drive you just as foolish. And your skin will turn bright red, the color of blood.
And also the color of beets.
The color of
Bartholomew.
a beaten, bloody body that's a bloody mess.
All right, a nice amount of alliteration there. Bartholomew S. Kaufman, thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you come back sooner rather than later.
I'll come back in time.
Honestly, a pretty good last statement from Bartholomew S. Kaufman, who is a time traveler gentleman from the medieval era. Guys, gals, everyone, we have done it. Season 2 of At Home with James is in the books, and I liked it. It featured everything that I think you like about this show, everything that I like about this show. We got some comedy, we got some conversation. We've explored the weird and the wild world of what happens Monday, Wednesday, and Friday right here on twitch.tv/@homewithjames. Of course, I have to thank Bartholomew S. Kaufman for being here tonight and regaling us with a series of hints as to what is going to happen in the future. I have to give a big thank you to Joe Gonto, who is coming in real nervous, real red, but we had a real good time with him. And of course, if anyone's out there and you know and you love Carla Mah, I need for you to go get her from this corn cult. She thinks it's something good. She thinks it's something great. Once she said everyone was buttering each other up, I got worried. The next thing happens is that everyone's in a hot tub and people are getting diddled. And then I'm watching it on Netflix in 2022. Folks, we will be back on Wednesday. That's right. You get a little vacay from the Big J. Wednesday, 9:00 p.m. Raylan Carson will be here. Taylor McMillan will be here. Everyone from Vancouver's here on Wednesday, apparently. Can we make it a lucky 3? I don't know. You figure it out. And by you, I mean me. Until then, everyone, thanks for watching. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I can speak for our guests and our technical team when I say that they appreciate you as well. Your support touches me right there in my tiny little bearded heart. Until then, I am James. You are you. We were here. Good night, goodbye, farewell, and be well. In the booth, let's hear that brand new theme song one more time.